Welcome back to Moonlighter for episode 12. In today's episode, we find the rest of the lore for the Tech Dungeon, and have a shocking battle with the Tech Guardian. Now let's get straight into the dive. Originally, I didn't plan to make it to the end of this dungeon. All I wanted to do was upgrade our weapons fully and find most of the lore, but the dungeon's layout this dive changed my mind and I went for it. Heroes and merchants. One cool, one not as cool. They really are two sides of the same coin. But I guess it's impossible to see both sides of a coin at once. Unless you have a mirror. Or two coins. Perhaps they will see they are not so different someday. On that day, I hope these dungeons relinquish their secrets. I skipped most of floor 2 due to me finding the correct path right away. Upon further inspection, the registered positional errors appear to be associated with dimensional rift energy. But how? We are decades away from perfecting that tech. This fight was quick for y'all, but it was almost 6 minutes for me. I had decided when I found the path so quickly that I would try for the final boss. I saw it with my own eyes. Upon exiting Lab 105, the door became covered in this green slime. Examination proved it to be the perfect housing for dimensional energy. We are going to head back to town with a two-way portal. And here's the dungeon summary. I restocked and opened the store. We are almost broke and I would like to upgrade our weapons today before the boss fight if I can. Here's the sales summary, and we made over 1.4 million gold. So I headed to the forge to see what we could afford to upgrade. We upgraded the bow, but we couldn't afford the sword and shield due to a lack of materials. So I went to enchant the bow, and it turns out that I could only do it twice due to a lack of enchanting crystals as well. Well, now that we have done everything we can to prepare, let's attempt to beat the technology dungeon. Alright, here's hoping we can defeat the final boss. This is a long battle, and I'll cut a lot of it out as we go. But I'll stop talking and allow you to enjoy the fight and see you after, win or lose. We did it and got the final key to the 5th door. The Energy Flux amulet gives you a health boost, but cuts off the double damage from our secondary attacks. The Flux jottings say, crafted through compression of magic, this is the greatest achievement of our time, Flux Energy, to serve as both protector and energy source. Now I'll read the history of the tech dungeons. Magic ran rampant in the land. Both creature and man of unimaginable power, attained at the roll of a dice, took advantage of the lesser. It was the divide between magics and non-magics that shaped our world as we know it. Everything changed when magic was captured. Harnessed as pure power, magic was made available to anyone who wished it. Through this captured magic, our civilization flourished. The Tech Guardian has fallen and the 5th door is now open. Old Pete was right. May he rest in peace now. You've accomplished more than anyone could have done. If I asked you to leave it be, to not go into the 5th door, would you listen? No one knows what lies beyond that door. I see it though, that spark behind your eyes, curiosity. You won't stop. Your grandfather wouldn't expect you to either. Good luck, Will. Just be safe. I went to the forge only to realize I was still short on materials. But then I remembered La Retailer. I went to visit and discovered he sold just what I needed, and he will now become a staple for future episodes, thanks to him saving me from off-screen grinding. We bought what we needed and went back to the forge. I then bought the final upgrade for the sword and shield. After this, I decided to talk to the townsfolk. Lots of travelers have arrived since the 5th door was open. Ryanoke has returned to its golden age. So many artifacts available these days. Last time I was here, it seemed the dungeons were running dry. Pete was right after all. The door opened. I'm glad Pete can rest in peace now. People are saying we entered the 2nd golden age of Ryanoke. But I can tell you, sales were never this good years ago. Travelers are coming and buying everything now. We have to thank you. This really is all because of your hard work. It's open, finally open, the 5th door. But only you can enter it. You think it's because of the items you picked up from Crazy Pete? Your mirror and catalyst reassemble the symbols on the dungeon doors. Perhaps they, in combination with the pendant, act as a security measure? You be sure to remember everything you see and hear in there. I want to know everything. And if you find another mirror and catalyst, you better bring them to me. You cleared the tech dungeon? You are so cool. If I was older, I would have helped you defeat the tech guardian. Did you open the 5th door? Father says you defeating the 4 guardians caused it to open. What did you find beyond the 5th door? Is it another dungeon? Is it scary? Some people are really scared now that the 5th door is open. I'm excited for the opportunities it could open up for Ryanoke though. I decided to buy all the desert decorations. I would have finished them off, but I'm low on funds. I went back to the store and opened up. Didn't have a ton to sell, but I made over 600,000 bucks. And that's just from the boss. Well, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe for more Moonlighter and other future series, not to mention Moonlighter 2 when it releases this summer. Also, stick around for next week's episode where we'll dive into the 5th door for the first time and finally get answers to what's behind it. I'll see you later in another video. And remember, every respawn is an epic quest.